Welcome to my financial era. Are you an NRI confused about what to do with your PPF account in 2025? Or can NRIs still invest in the Public Provident Fund or PPF in 2025? Can you continue contributing to an old PPF account from abroad? If yes, under what rules? What are the rules, penalties, and best alternatives like FDs or NPS? What about withdrawals, maturity rules, and taxes in 2025? Stay with me in this video. I'll answer everything you need to know, step by step, with official rules and pro tips. Let's begin. The Public Provident Fund is one of the most trusted long-term investment options in India, offering guaranteed security, tax-free interest, and safe returns. But what happens when you become an NRI? Well, let's start with the most important rule. If you are already an NRI, you cannot open a new PPF account. Yes, you heard that right. According to Rule 3(1) of the PPF Scheme 2019, only resident Indian citizens can open a new PPF account. NRIs and Hindu undivided families, HUFs, are not eligible. So, even if you hold an Indian passport and visit often, if you're officially a non-resident, you can't open a new account. But here's the twist. If you already had a PPF account before becoming an NRI, you can continue it until maturity. That means, for the full 15-year tenure, you're allowed to maintain the account and even deposit into it. But you cannot extend the account after it matures. So, the 5-year extension is not for NRIs. Also, it's your responsibility to inform your bank or post office about the change in your residential status once you become an NRI. Failing to do that may lead to non-compliance or even closure of the account. Now that you know the rules, let's talk about how to invest in PPF as an NRI the legal way. If you're an NRI, how do you actually put money into your existing PPF account? Here are your legal options. 1. You can transfer funds via your NRO account. 2. Ask a resident relative in India to deposit on your behalf. 3. Or, if you're visiting India, deposit cash directly at the bank or post office. However, you cannot use an NRE account. You cannot send money from a foreign bank account directly into PPF. So, always make sure your source of funds is compliant with Indian FEMA guidelines. Also, the contribution limit stays the same. You can deposit up to 1.5 lakh rupees per financial year, just like before. Now, let's talk about maturity rules and withdrawal options. When your PPF account completes its 15-year lock-in, you must close it. It's not optional for NRIs. The maturity amount must be credited to your NRO account. You cannot transfer it directly to your foreign bank account or NRE account. From your NRO account, you can then repatriate the funds abroad up to $1 million per financial year, but only after submitting Form 15CA and Form 15CB, which must be certified by a chartered accountant. And remember, all withdrawals happen in Indian rupees, INR. So, depending on the exchange rate on the day of conversion, you might gain or lose when converting to USD, AED, GBP, etc. Pro tip: to maximize your returns, consider using forex tracking apps or forward contracts to lock in better conversion rates. Now, a very important question. Is the PPF interest still tax-free if I'm living abroad? Yes, in India, your PPF interest remains fully tax-free under Section 10(11) of the Income Tax Act. But here's where it gets tricky. In countries like the USA, the interest may be taxable under FATCA regulations. Same for the UK, where it can be considered foreign income. But countries like the UAE, Singapore, and Canada may have DTAA double taxation avoidance agreements offering full or partial exemptions. So, do check the rules with your local tax advisor. Now, let's say you need money urgently. Can you withdraw early from your PPF account as an NRI? 1. Yes, but only after completing 5 years. 2. Withdrawals are allowed only for medical emergencies or higher education. 3. And you can withdraw up to 50% of your balance. But there's a catch. You lose 1% interest on the entire tenure, not just the withdrawn portion. Instead, if you've completed 3 years, You can opt for a loan against your PPF, up to 25% of your balance, at a low interest rate. That's a smarter move in most cases. Okay, so should you continue with PPF or look for better alternatives? Here's a quick comparison of options available to NRIs in 2025. Option 1. NRE Fixed Deposits. Have an interest of 5.5% to 7.5%, fully repatriable and tax-free in India. It is great for liquidity and safe returns. Option 2. National Pension System, NPS. It has market-linked returns of around 9% to 12% over the long term. Partial withdrawals are allowed after 10 years. It has tax benefits under Section 80 CCD. Thus, when it comes to safe investments for NRIs in India in 2025, PPF still offers security, but with key limitations. NRE FDs give you better access to funds. NPS is perfect if you're planning long-term retirement. Let's also quickly talk about what happens when your PPF matures and you want to close it. Here's the process. Visit your bank or post office, or send someone with a notarized power of attorney. Fill the PPF closure form, Form C. Attach required documents: passport and visa copy, PAN card, Aadhaar, or overseas address proof. Cancel check of your NRO account. Declaration of NRI status, if asked. Processing takes 7 to 15 working days, and the maturity amount will be credited to your NRO account. Then, you can start the repatriation process using Form 15CA and 15CB as we discussed earlier. Now here's something you don't often hear. What if the NRI PPF account holder passes away? Well, the funds go to the nominated legal heir, and the process is smooth if the nomination was updated properly. To nominate someone, use Form E. To update the nominee, use Form F. You can nominate multiple people. You can assign percentages. Even after becoming an NRI, you can update your nomination. If the nominee is an NRI, they'll receive the money in an NRO account but can't reinvest it in PPF. If the nominee is a resident Indian, they can withdraw it directly. Still wondering whether to keep your PPF or switch? Let me break it down with numbers. 1. If you were a resident when you opened your PPF account and later became an NRI, you can continue it until maturity. 2. But you can't extend it. 3. You can't open a new one. 4. And all withdrawals and repatriations must follow FEMA rules. Now that you know all the rules, limits, and smart alternatives, the decision is yours. Should you hold your PPF till maturity? Or explore safer, more flexible investments like NRE FDs or NPS? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more finance updates, and share it with your NRI friends who might find this useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.